The beer tax is going up. Let's have a look. Morning everyone, Florian Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I thought we'd start the week by having a look at really an annoying article discussing the beer tax going up. Now normally I have a stein of coffee to ring in the weekend, every episode of HeiseSays, but because of this beer tax and in protest, I just have my world's greatest dad cup of coffee. I don't want to expose my stein to such horrific things. I'm partial to a drop of beer. I think most people are. Australians, sure, we may have a bit of a, let's say, overly excited drinking culture, but most people usually get out of that when they get a bit older, or when you hit 35, and those hangovers get a lot worse. Trust me, every 5-year interval, it gets harder. It gets harder. But here, we've got this tax, which is essentially a sin tax. Our Australian of the Year, he was calling for a sugar tax. You've got more and more people calling for taxes. If people actually realized how much taxes they pay, you've got, a beer tax, a cigarette tax. You've got taxes in regards to registration for your car. You've got levy for all multitude of things. If your business is doing well and you happen to employ a lot of people, you'll get payroll tax. Remember that tax that was introduced as a temporary measure for the war? Still there, isn't it? Still there, isn't it? You need licensing fees for every single thing. So many taxes. And yet the government wants more and more. And this is before we even get to GST, which is meant to simplify all of this. And income tax as well. So don't think people get away from paying taxes, guys. They always get you one way or another. And this beer tax, it's a simple luxury that people enjoy. I would argue that the taxes we have on our alcohol encourage people to find other ways to enjoy themselves, to relax, to chill out. Perhaps that could be why our drug epidemic is getting worse, why more people are turning to dangerous homemade concoctions and causing much greater damage. Anyway, let's have a look at this, everyone. Aussies are being slugged hard and relentlessly. Fury as the hated beer tax is set to be increased again next week, and how it'll affect your favourite tipple. So let us know in the comment, what's your favourite beer? I'm partial. In my younger days, I would have had a stein of Guinness, a litre of Guinness. Now I like a good Erdinger, a Weissbier. Occasionally when we go out, we'll go to the German club. There, good feed, good beer. Only problem is some of those beers get pretty strong, so a few steins of those and you're gone. You're gone. The government has increased tax on alcohol every 6 months for the past 35 years. On Monday, the rate will go up again by 1.2%, angering campaigners. Prominent campaigners say having a beer with mates is becoming too costly. Well, yes, it is. Everything is going up. This is part of our cost of living. It's part of Australian culture. Or at least it used to be. It's part of most European cultures. It's part of most cultures in the world. I've gotten drunk with Korean staff members. Like this beer spirit or something that was so bloody strong. And I got in Tokyo. I've gotten drunk with my friends over there. It's a universal thing, is people enjoying a drink. So high taxes on alcohol are making it impossible for Aussies to enjoy a beer with their mates, say campaigners. Well, you can't even have a beer on the beach. You can't even go to the beach with an esky. You need all these designated drinking zones and all this other stuff. The government has increased tax on alcohol every 6 months for the past 35 years, and on Monday the rate will go up again by 1.2%. If that increase were to be passed on entirely to consumers, a 12-pack of Carlton would increase for 12 what? 12-pack is $70 from $68 to $67 to $68. Bloody hell. That's 12 beers. That's nothing. Last year, the federal government raked in $3.6 billion from alcohol duties. $3.6 billion. And what are they spending that on? Who cares? This is money. Money from people just to relax and enjoy. Look at the picture here of people with their friends having a beer. It's all part of uni. It's all part of growing up. It's all part of coming home from a hard day's work and having a beer. This article is going to make me want to go out and buy a beer tonight. I mean, I've been avoiding alcohol a fair amount for the last couple of years. I only had one beer the other night going out, something a bit special. For my own health and my age, I want to avoid the beer gut and all those carbs and sugars in the beer. So, but still, we don't need another bloody tax increase. Think about that. 1.2% over 35 years. Every 6 months it goes up. Campaigners say the increase must stop and rates must be reduced. I mean, this is just going to damage our brewing industry. It's going to damage our brewing industry. It's going to hurt jobs. It's an unnecessary tax. I would argue it probably has worse unintended consequences than people realize. Brett Heffernan, CEO of the Brewers Association of Australia, told the Daily Mail, Australia, having a beer with mates is rapidly getting beyond the reach of ordinary Australians. Well, guys, let's do a quick survey here in the comments. Is it affordable to go and have a beer? Go out and have a beer with your mates. Is it getting too expensive? I remember when I go out to venues, you're paying like $8 to $10 for a beer. There, just on tap. When I go to the bottle-o, I'm buying like a rum or something, Bundy rum. It's like $5, $6 for just one drink at the bottle shop. Is it getting too expensive? Can Australians afford it? Aussies don't even know they're being slugged, let alone so hard and relentlessly. Beer tax is now out of control. Well, yes. I think our culture has just accepted working a big portion of your life for the government in taxes, where they tax you on everything. I mean, is the solution that people should start homebrewing? Or will they tax you on the equipment? Has anyone done that? Let me know in the comments. I tried that years ago when I was in high school, or just out of high school, and it went really badly. I ended up making some horrific vinegar. I think it was too hot where I was storing it. So BAA calculated that 42% of the cost of a carton of beer is due to tax. 42%! Meaning that of the $52 retail price for a typical carton of beer, 4.9% alcohol, $21.84 goes to the tax man. Just think about that. Think about if a carton, $50, all of a sudden just dropped to $30. How much extra money would people have to spend on other stuff? Oh, but Florian, they're going to drink it. We need to tax these people. Give people freedom and choice to make these decisions. We're having all these calls for a punitive tax on sugar and this and this. So we have the state implement health guidelines, which are garbage, which cause food producers and everyone to reduce the limit of fat. So food tastes like crap without fat, so they add sugar and salt. So the increased sugar results in an obesity epidemic. Sugar is addictive. It's as hard as any other drug. People don't even realize it. We're eating it so much of it. It's in everything. And now you want to tax them for it. For that addiction that you gave them. Yeah, that's fair. Yep, this is why whenever anyone says the solution to a problem is more state intervention, just doesn't live in reality, I suspect, or doesn't understand what's actually going on. Maybe I'm just getting too old and cynical, guys. What a way to start Monday. Another bloody tax. It also calculated that Australians pay $2.23 per litre of alcohol in tax on stubbies, cans and long necks, compared with just 28 cents in the US and 12 cents in Germany. Deutschland, ja, sehr gut. Andrew Wilsmore, CEO of the Alcohol Beverage Australia, shared Mr. Heffernan's views that alcohol duty must come down. Australia has one of the highest tax rates on beer, wine and spirits among developed countries, and these twice-yearly increases in tax only make Australia's favourite tipple even more expensive. Greg Holland, Chief Executive Officer of Spirits and Cocktails Australia, said huge tax reform is needed. He told the Daily Mail Australia, with the government's mandatory spirit tax increase next week, Australian drinkers will be paying over 700% more tax for their drinks than their US counterparts. 700% more tax. Wow. I mean, come on. On the other hand, health campaigners say taxes should increase to reduce cancer and obesity rates by deterring binge drinking. I'd argue education is a better way to deter binge drinking. You shouldn't just tax more of it. Taxes won't work, because we still have binge drinking. You know? We still have binge drinking. It's not working. The World Health Organization says on its website, alcohol taxation and pricing policy are among the most effective and cost-effective alcohol control measures. Yes, but how much does that push people into other recreational substances? Where's the studies into that? Why do we have a meth epidemic? Why does the United States have an amphetamines epidemic as well? What's going on? An increase in excise taxes on alcoholic beverages is a proven measure to reduce harmful use of alcohol, and it provides government revenue to offset the economic costs of harmful use of alcohol. Under current laws, excise rates paid by alcohol manufacturers go up every August and February to account for inflation. Well, we've got hardly any inflation now, and Treasury has been contacted for comment. So, how does the Aussie beer tax compare to other countries? On stubbies, cans and long necks, Aussies paid $2.23 per litre of alcohol in tax. $2.23 per litre of alcohol. In New Zealand, it's $1.18, German 12 cents, Spain 14, US 28, Canada 37, Socialist France 47 cents. There you go, Aussies. How the hell did it get to this point? Are Australians just that complacent? Or is alcohol just something for the well-off people? You know, not those poor dumb prawls. Can't have you drinking. Nah. Sorry. No. You've got to give your money to the government. We know better what to do with it. So how much will drinks increase in price? So here we go. Cooper's Pale Ale. I don't mind a Pale Ale. Up 9 cents a bottle. 12-pack of Carlton, 67 to 68. Dan Murphy's tequila, shit. $50 to $50.60. Clear Skin vodka, up 40 cents. Remember, 42% of these goes to the government. What do you all think about that, guys? Let me know your thoughts and comments or thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to help us produce more content, we have a Patreon where you can make a small monthly donation. You can also join the channel here on YouTube. We get access to emojis and badges. We have affiliate links for Independent Reserve for your crypto traders, Amazon and eBay for your consumer purchases. We receive a portion of your, the advertising fee doesn't cost you a cent. Finally, we have Pocket Squares on the HeiseSays website where you can check those out, and PayPal where you want to make a direct contribution. Thank you everyone who's helping out. Take care and enjoy those beers before the bloody tax kicks in. Have a great day.